He looks
Bruce,
beautiful, doesn't he?
that isn't that a shirt that people start to kill for, Bruce?
It could be, mate. Yeah, I don't know. I've been looking on eBay actually, and there's yeah, I probably need to start insuring the loft. But yeah,
Good to see you, Bruce.
you too, mate.
I've missed
And
your
you, Alan.
face.
Are you all right?
I'm good. Were you talking to me?
Good.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
You're Alan, aren't you, these days? That's
You
what he
what?
called you, wasn't it? That's what your mate called you, wasn't it? When you got your call up.
Alan. Yeah, Alan.
Yeah,
Oh God,
Alan.
yeah, I'd forgotten about that. What was that from? Oh,
I wrote it down at the time when you moaned about it in the WhatsApp group, and it's on a post-it note here to call you Alan on the first podcast.
Oh, was that thing you had?
Yeah, you got called Alan. Didn't you see it? He was moaning.
He's been called worse.
No, it's you.
Me.
Yeah. Oh, what can you say? I'm just not a name. It's fine. It's fine. I don't need to be. Hello, people. Welcome back. Ben, welcome back as well. Welcome, bad lads and lasses. It is actually quite nice to do this again, but I think we'll probably be, don't say fucking shit. And we'll be all right. Oh, someone's got their phone on. Happy pre-season days.
It's like the first weekend of the season here today. I'm bloody sweating in here, and it's 8 o'clock.
This box. Oh, do you know what? It's not beautiful down here. It's a bit overcast.
It's been raining all day.
If I open my blind, mate, if I open the blind, you watch this in Cleethorpes, look. You won't see a thing. How bright it is.
That's lovely. Do you know what?
Let me see if the camera look.
Yeah, because we've never seen the sun before, so just point it at the sun. Yeah.
You live down south; it's all fucking smog, mate. Look, there, look. There, look.
Steve,
Hannah knows she gets the sunshine on the walls.
No, you don't. Case is so hilly; it just casts a shadow all the way down the hill. It's like that. Isn't there a town there's a town in Switzerland that gets no sun through the winter because it doesn't get over the mountain. So they made a massive mirror so it reflects the sun back into the town. Case is the same.
What I'm worried about, Alex, is what piece of vital life information have you forgotten to retain that?
Usually the coast to get into some army base somewhere.
Yeah, because that's not important, is it?
I've got my pass. It'll be all right. Hello, everybody. It's great. Do you know what? Everyone's been so polite. We haven't offended anyone yet. Stephen saying hello. Ben says hello. Dan says hello. Sam says hello. Stephen, though, then mocks everybody, saying he's currently in 35-degree heat somewhere in Italy.
He's in Sheffield.
Oh, is that what it is? Sorry. Kyle's already trying to download League One. Anthony says it's very nice in Scaffer, doing the garden still, so we can get on with it. And then the Grimsby Town Forum says, good afternoon, everyone. Happy pre-season. It's lovely stuff. Everyone's far too polite. There's no one got any controversy that they can throw our way. No.
Sam's gone to Germany to further his political education.
I can't tell you what Alex said before we came on.
Oh, I can. He heard that he can get a right-wing party to last for 1,000 years, so he's gone to find out more details. You know how some people go to like Nepal to find themselves? The Conservative Party go to Germany to try and find themselves there instead. I won't be allowed into their conference.
Everybody everywhere is too cheerful at the moment, aren't they? I think, even any little thing that, like you're not happy with the home kit, and it's like
I'm glad
but then you look back at Twitter yesterday and we signed so and so, or we signed so and so, and then you're happy again.
Well, where's so and so play?
Apparently, even Bob was cheerful last night at Bradley. Somebody's got video evidence.
Did no one get a parking ticket at least? Because that's usually a monster of a place to park down there. Did no one at least get a parking ticket to make themselves miserable? Oh, Hannah's trying to find it.
I don't know. Hannah's had a bedroom makeover for the summer, hasn't she?
She's got the new kit on, look.
I've got my dog here.
Oh, hello. Hello, Diz.
Diz, he's come back again for pre-season.
Oh, when Bob says our sign is a positive, you have to worry. And I mean, this is the problem. The club really disrespects our content in so many ways. But it's too positive. We've got nothing to talk about apart from let's just have Hannah's dog on instead. Let's just do this. Let's just have the dog on for an hour.
We've got dogs, cats, and soft jazz. That's all this is now, isn't it?
It's because Hughes has gone out and he's feeling lonely.
Oh Jesus!
It's nice.
What have I come across here? What's happened?
It's just positivity, Bruce. This is
Zen. I'll tell you what, mate. I'll tell you what. Positive.
Go on.
I made my debut on the lads' Louth pre-season drinking day on Saturday.
Oh yeah, I saw that because I asked if anyone wanted to do a.
That's more. Yeah, that's more than we've had some whole clubs bring to Cleethorpes, isn't it? Especially in the non-league days.
It's certainly more than.
But yeah, we had a lovely day. Louth's a great place, and there's still loads of pubs, even though some have shut. There's still loads. I'm sure I heard something once that Louth had it was statistically, I don't know what it was, number of people
more
or
pubs
whatever.
Per head than anyone.
Something like that. There are a lot of pubs.
My father's moustache. That's a great name for a pub. Where did you go?
I went in there the other week when Maisie was at a party, and I'd been for a run, but it was a bit out of the way for Saturday's adventures. Went to the Brown Cow, which is run by a town fan, Nige. Did us a blinding breakfast.
Brown Cow's nice.
Yeah, it was good.
You got to tell us about the parking situation there.
No, that's Caister.
I didn't drive.
These stories usually turn into something to do with a car park.
How is the parking going in Caister, Hannah? This is that's usually the controversial thing because all the sixth formers park anywhere in the town and it causes chaos.
Do you know what? That's not the worst. The worst is the primary school. If you're trying to get to the doctors at about 3:30, it is absolute carnage up there.
All the primary school kids are parking, are they? They're getting licenses younger and younger these days.
Just park. Can't you just walk up to it? I know it's a bit.
There are some lazy parents out there.
No, these days, people that don't live in Case to go to the primary school is the problem.
Yeah, where do these interlopers come from?
No, do you know, we just had our meeting actually because Ari is starting in September and there's only 19. Normally there's 38. So yeah, she's got time.
Your family reputation precedes you, Hannah.
Must have been some good telly on that year.
Yeah.
Oh, this is too good. Right. We got a new theme. We'll be back in a sec.
Open wide for some soccer!
And now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1130. Go! At 1130.
I don't think I've ever wanted to be in a stand more than my life running there. They're going crazy. Hey, they got penalty here. They've been fish flying about that. There's no tomorrow.
What a magnificent piece of football! A really, really good goal. You can't make the strength of that.
Love it.
There's too many sound and audio pieces in that nowadays, and I keep getting a flash over the corner saying my microphone's broke. Stop it. Welcome back.
Oh,
it is doesn't everybody? It is pre-season. The Mariners have started with a bang, signing pretty much anything that moves. We have vanquished, crushed, annihilated the mighty Grimsby Borough by 5-1. I guess the first test of the pod's dedication is who was there and what was their feedback on it. Did anybody go? Mike probably did.
Yeah, I go to all the games. I'm well renowned for it.
All of the games.
I want Mike to come up at the weekend, so he's done a game more than Sam.
Yeah.
Do you know what an interesting thing? I am actually in the local area, not this weekend, the weekend after. So.
Oh well, nearly then. Nearly. No, I didn't go. I never had it on the in the diary. Saturday's my first game of 23-24.
It's not a bad place to start. I feel historically that's when the games should start, but we should, love both of the teams locally, smashing it in. Are they in the same league next year?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, they were last year. They were last year as well.
And I guess, Hannah, did you go? You're the only one closer as well.
No, I to be fair, it came upon me sooner than I thought, and I'd already got plans. So no, but hopefully I'll get to one soon.
Yeah, no, we all will. I imagine we will. But if you did go, drop us a quick message and we'll stick you on so you can tell us what happened, because I've seen the highlights. Looked all right. Scored 5. That's not too bad. Fete gave away a penalty. Did he not? Oh, no, it wasn't.
No,
was
I was winding Sam up. No.
Oh, was it? That was it.
Yeah, to my dismay, it was actually Glennon, so I very quickly shut me gob.
We do like to,
I tell you about that. Just before Fete got the assist, about 30 seconds before, there was a tweet about how he'd had a cross blocked. So I sent it to Sam and said, "Look, Fete not beating the first man again." And literally, just as it sent, he's got an assist. So Sam's been unsufferable since then.
And rightly so. Rightly so. Bruce, the season has started pretty quickly. We've had a break for a start, but Town have sort of, no other club in the league has signed more players. No club in the league has signed more permanent players. Are we nearly done? And are we ready to go?
I think Hurst's interview yesterday suggests that he feels that we're nearly done. Obviously, we've got those couple of trialists that, he's obviously still looking at. The fact that he's looking at a keeper on trial is interesting. But obviously, Cartwright's not ours. I would suspect that from Hull, we're probably not paying a massive amount in wages, but we can't really give game time to 3 players. There's no reserves or anything. So it's a little bit of a strange one, that one. But he seems to think that he's done. And don't ask me who we've signed, because after Rose, I sort of they all sort of blended a little bit. But as they were announced one by one, there were some that interested me. There's some good players, but it's certainly going to take a few games. Considering we filled up some longer contracts last summer. All right, we've let Orsi go, who was still under contract, or we've got rid of him. But it still feels like a summer where there's been quite a lot of change, and it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. And I'm not sure that the Clee games is always the best place to start, because generally there aren't numbers on shirts and names, and you don't watch the game properly. So roll on Wimbledon, because I think Clee will be my only friendly.
Who else have we got as a friendly? We've got Sam. We've got Sam. Sorry, I'm reading the messages. We've got Hull.
Fleetwood.
We've got Fleetwood and Port Vale away.
Lincoln.
Is Port Vale away in Spain?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Our first European night.
Although I do hear that's going to get cancelled, I say, don't they?
I don't think they can. I don't think. Well,
for crowds, it seems like every man and his dog's going out there.
Yeah, but that's a massive PR boo to bloody cancel it when they've let people buy flights and stuff, innit? I don't think. I think that
isn't official. Now. That's like a rumor. So don't change your plans.
I think that's too close now. I don't think it'll get cancelled. I don't see how they can. That'd be horrendous. We people moan about trains getting cancelled and altered, and oh yeah, here you go. You can come to a game in Spain. Oh no, it's not happening now. I can't see that.
You never know. It would be nice to do it though, wouldn't it? It's the first time we played in Europe for a while. Well, granted, we are in Europe, but you know what I mean. However much people may disagree. Let's have a quick look. See what else I was going to bring up.
We need the Czech tours back. In the late 50s and early 60s, we used to go to Czechoslovakia. That'd be quite good, and we used to play games near Prague. That would be a good trip.
Oh, Prague would be amazing. I mean, think of all the stag do's you could, do in the middle of it. See if I can find it. I can't get. Oh, I'm gonna have to save it. Hang on, I'll get this. Mike, I'm trying to get the list. I'm trying to download the list.
Which one of the 1,000 different variations that you do are you trying to get?
Just the first one, just the normal one, because this one is perfect. There's no problems with it. There's nothing, there's no issues whatsoever. It is ready to go. No, I don't need that bit.
What we should have done, and I'm not suggesting we do it, so please don't. But what we should have done is, the games you play sometimes where like we have to take it in turns naming like a player that was in a team or something like that. You should have let the three of us go through and name the signings. And like I say, don't do it because I don't want that and I wouldn't have a clue. But that would have been quite funny. Like, how many signings can you name? I think
Bruce, that'd be the only one I would beat you. That'd be the only time.
I got a game. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a round robin and you're going to guess the signing.
No.
Goes first to make it easy for him. Go on, Bruce. Who have we signed?
Danny Rose.
We have signed Danny Rose. If I had a tick sound effect, I'd press it. Hannah, who else have we signed?
Jake Eastman.
Yes. Who?
The goalie.
Jake Eastwood.
Eastwood.
She said Eastman.
Eastman. Eastwood.
Eastman's the bloke we signed from Villa, wasn't it, on loan?
That's
Is that right?
Suleiman?
Oh, yeah.
Bloody hell.
Eastman Sullivan.
No. This has started well.
Right, Harvey
Right.
Rogers.
Good. I will say Camille Conte. And I'd like to know how we say that.
Is it Toby Malarkey?
Toby Mullarkey, yes.
Yes. I feel I'm safe
King.
now till the next round.
Go on, Hannah.
Harvey Cartwright.
Harvey Cartwright, yes. Hannah is just ticking off all of the goalkeepers.
Donovan
Go on, Mike.
Wilson.
Donovan Wilson is correct. And why do you know Donovan Wilson?
Gosh, I'm pretty sure he used to drop his kids off at the same school that I send mine to.
There we go. I will go with Raquel Pike.
I'll go with that. I don't know his first name. Aisa.
Abo Issa.
Oh, it's not even that many letters to remember. That's pretty shit of me. Abo Aisa, yeah.
Is there one more?
I
Is
must
that
be
it?
through now. But I must be through because there's not there's not 12 signings.
Hannah, you've got to get the last one.
Is there one more?
No, don't.
Oh, Wells Burnham.
Did we do it?
Yeah, we did it.
I think you did all of them. Yep. So Harvey Cartwright, Jake Eastwood, Toby Malarkey. Actually, did we do Harvey Rogers?
Yeah, that's first one I went with Harvey Rogers.
Fine, good. Camille Conte, Danny Rose, Donovan Wilson, Abo Issa, Raquel Pike, and Charles Vernon. There we go.
Hannah,
That's really early in the pre-season, isn't it?
I know Mike's quite good at that, Hannah, but are there any of those names that you would never have remembered? Because I would never have remembered Rogers. I would if nobody had mentioned Rogers, I would not have remembered. Where does he play?
Centre back.
Town.
Where's he come from?
Fleetwood.
No, Harvey Rogers. Accrington, yeah.
He was born in Fleetwood. That's how bad my knowledge is. He's from Fleetwood.
You need some games to talk. You like Matt. You like Matt, aren't you? Matt needs games to talk about and stuff like that. That like. You know,
yeah.
There was the town have done a video of the players training and Harry Clifton was in the toilet and Matt Danat's like he's leaving. He's off. Clifton's not on that video. He was. Why is he not? Why is he not eating pasta with Vernon?
I'll tell you something. We need to look at doing an intervention for Matt. I love him dearly. I've known him since I was like 2, and he needs some support because he is exactly like that. And shall I tell you what he does? He messages us all separately. So then we will put something in the group, followed by, oh yeah, I've just been talking to Matt about that. Yeah.
I think I'm making worse.
So I think he clearly goes out to everybody else just to try who isn't at work or who is at least avoiding working at the moment. So I can ask him about, I haven't seen Harry Clifton for 35 minutes. Where is he? Imagine if Harry Clifton was spotted at Meadowhall, the absolute, cataclysmic destruction of the man. It's amazing. It really is.
An hour later, he'd have been kidnapped from McDonald's in Oasis and been last seen heading back down Grimsby on the M180 in the back of a car, wouldn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Make sure it's a Billingo.
I was only going to the Apple store. Next thing I know, I'm bundled in the boot, and I wake up on Cleethorpes Beach.
It's not my fault. It's the closest Apple store. My phone had broke. I've got Apple Care. I needed my phone fixing. Harry Clifton, who's not seen for 3 weeks, is going to end up in the back of a muffler shop with like today's Grimsby Telegraph wrapped around his neck as proof of life. Oh dear. Well, I'm really happy. I don't get what's going on. All the signings look. The only one that came with any, because to me, the synonymous thing about a Paul Hurst signing is it tends to be followed by people on Twitter and social media saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe we let him go. He isn't. You've got an absolute diamond there." Seems to be the general consensus whenever we sign somebody. Ricky or Pike was the only one, but that was from players that teams he hasn't played with for a while. Shrewsbury fans were, sad to see him go. What is there any of them that have stood out for you in particular? I must admit, I don't know who any of them are apart from Danny Rose and Jake Eastwood because I've seen them play. But everyone seems delighted.
I
Yeah,
think. I think.
we-
it's-
I was just
Go on,
going
Anna.
to say Pike, whatever came before, he's kicked off with a bang. So, we can only judge him on what we see, really.
Absolutely. And Mike, Bruce, what were you going to say? Mike can talk in a minute.
I was just going to say, people have sort of said to me while I've been out and about, "Oh, what do you think of the signings?" And like you or Hannah just said that. I'm not being disrespectful, but with the exception of one or two, these days you've not heard of them. And somebody said, "Oh, back in the day, but you need, like when we signed Kevin Donovan and players like that." But I couldn't have told you any lower league players in those days. I didn't know any. So, and a lot of these players as well that these days with the 1 year contracts, a lot of the time they've had 8 clubs by the time they're 25. It's like, a lot of them don't play many games for a club and then they move on. So the fact that there can't be many clubs that are giving out the odd 3-year contract in League Two. Hopefully by the time that these contracts run out, we'll be in League One. But yeah, I genuinely, I say to people, I'm not going to judge anybody on stats. I'll judge them on what I see when I watch them play.
Yeah, and I do like looking at what Gab Sutton says, and a couple of the other counters like Tom Williams, I think is another one who's a Notts County fan who comes out with quite a bit of information, and they all seem really impressed. I would probably hedge my bets and say not everybody has started signing anyone. We look at the Hollywood Super Bowlers down the road. I don't think they've signed anybody yet, and I expect them to go full barrels, but. It's been pretty good. Is there anyone we've let go that you didn't want to let go? Is there anybody, Max Crocombe, for example? Oh yeah, hang on. I can't mention him. This is not fair. That's the last time we can play that, I think. That's sad. That's the thing I'll miss most. Moment of silence. Because nobody's
Just
talking.
reflection. It's more reflection, mate. Just a moment of reflection for the departed Max.
It kind of ruins the reflective moment of it, doesn't it? We will have a moment's silence for our long gone goalkeeper.
It takes its poignancy away, doesn't it? Like, let's have a
It
moment,
really does.
solemn remembrance. Max.
Yeah,
We
he's
better
getting
sign someone
irritating
called
now.
Max. Who, me?
Yeah, that's not you. No, the Super Max thing.
It's only been 23 minutes in the new season.
Yeah, it's enough. It's enough. That consign that to the DN35 archives, mate, and we'll pull that out when we're doing retro pods in 15 years.
Yeah, there's so many old ones in here. We've got our Despot Totalizer that's still in here. What else have we got? The Bogle one. That takes ages. I'm not pressing that one. There's this Harry Clifton one, which I liked, and then now I don't like, that we don't use anymore. That one. That sounds weird. And the flag one. That's it. So we'll have to, someone else please think of some theme tunes and jingles because I'm running out of ideas.
What's the update on flags for next season?
We don't have one. Someone stole it, and I'm not talking to anyone anymore because people don't like my flags. They either nick them or berate them.
So we're not having a new one.
Do you know what? Well, should we have a new? We can have a new one. I know someone's asked me to try and design a flag for them, so which I'm going to have a crack at this week. But maybe we should have. Do we want to bring the old flag back? Do we need to do flag 2.0?
No.
Not the keeper shape one.
We need to track down the bastard that's got it. To be perfectly honest with you,
I reckon.
Was that the one with the place names on and the Viking?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, how many times did that hadn't been out many times, had it?
4.
I think I was at the day. You know the shit flag that nearly ruined our season. Was
that got us promoted. Yeah, it's a funny way of looking at it, mate. Yeah,
it nearly ruined this. Wasn't its debut at Wealdstone?
Yes, it was. Yeah,
and that was the start of the run that most chairmen would have sacked Paul Hurst, wasn't it?
Yes,
that was where the wheels on the season nearly fell off.
Yes.
And then I think you stopped bringing it, and then we got back into the playoffs.
I took it to Dover. We won at Dover.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
And I took it to Barnet when it was 2-2.
That was a crazy day. Is that where they bust the net when we could have pushed for a winner?
Yeah, and the players were really annoyed at the fans. That's probably not what they talked about.
We were. That's right. That was a good day. That I can't remember how I got there. But yeah, we found a good pub. We found a good pub in. I've never found a good pub near the Barnet ground before, but we found one on that high street behind it.
Mike's trying to give someone out.
Could we have an offshoot of the pod called Bruce Remembers, where Bruce just sits there and remembers things that have happened, and instead of saying, "Oh, I remember that," he then goes into a 30-minute story about what pub he went to, what way he walked there, where he parked.
It'd be more interesting than your fucking one, where you just walk from the sofa to the fridge, back to the telly again.
I don't care.
Every week.
You think everybody wants to know what you've been doing? Nobody cares, Bruce.
I run on a Saturday, mate. With a little line from the kitchen to the front room and back.
Hey, sometimes he has to shut the laptop.
Yeah.
Hannah's Home Furnitures are in direct contrast.
He's going to do more games than Sam this season.
Do you reckon? Is this what you're pushing for? Thanks, Simon. He remembered it at Aldershot. Yes, we lost there as well. And Daniel Lewis says,
I'm the only one without a Grimsby Town room in my house.
I know.
I mean, Hannah, I'll be perfectly honest. It's just a shirt that's hung on the wall. That's it.
Yeah, here we go. I'm black and white. And I had this in.
Did you all want to see what I got when I went up there for a week? I think I should last weekend, because Leanne is not happy with me. I'll be
is it the doormat?
Oh, there's loads of stuff. Hang on. If you haven't seen it, this is amazing.
He went to Tickety Boo, didn't he?
I did go to Tickety Boo.
That's where them doormats were. Them doormats are in Tickety Boo, aren't they?
I got this thing. It says Bundle Park on it, and I don't think it. And it's got our postcode thing in it. I can't get it in the camera angle. There you go. And then I don't know where I'm putting that. And then I also got Costa del Cleethorpes.
I think you should put the Blundell Park thing out on the wall outside the front, next to the front door, mate.
Well, the problem is we've already got 2 town doormats. So Leanne was asking, like, what do I need another doormat for that says Costa del Cleethorpes on? And then the big thing that
you know, that hole in the wall, Leanne. Guess what? There's another door going there.
The problem is she doesn't like the next thing because it's quite large.
Just going back to the doormat, mate, you could tell her that it's the modern way and you have rotation. Doormats get rotated now.
Oh, my God.
Look how big that is.
That's good, that. I like that.
That's good.
How much was that?
30 quid.
30. Where was that from? Where was that from?
Tickety Boo. Tickety Boo. And if Leanne asks...
I didn't go to Tickety Boo.
If Leanne asks, it was £20. But it wasn't. And
Alex, Alex, you do know most of the people that listen to the podcast listen and don't watch. I have no idea what you're talking about, mate.
That's true. I apologise for those who don't. So it's a doormat. It's a doormat that says Costa del Cleethorpes on. Some big, what is it? A fake road sign, and then a picture that is about 4 foot by 4 foot of the Grimsby Town National League playoff winning team on it. And I think there is only 2 players still with us on that picture. It's got greats on it.
Waterfall and Clifton?
No, Waterfall isn't on it.
Why?
He's not in that picture.
Oh.
It's Holohan, but it's got the greats like David Long King, Sean Scannell.
Is Reiki on it? He played in that game, didn't he?
No, he's not on it. No.
Okay.
Jordan Cropper, Giles Coke, Manny, and I don't know who the other bloke is. But yeah,
Who
so
do you think was
that's
more
why I'm sleeping on
important
the
in
sofa.
In the playoff campaign, who was more important, Cropper or Manny?
Cropper. Manny
Cropper's-
did really well.
Manny scored 2 goals though.
Right place at right time. We don't get promoted without that throw in, because how many important goals did we score from a long throw? The winner at Wrexham and the winner in the playoffs. And if you've not put the ball in the box at those opportunities, did we look like we was going to create enough from elsewhere? So I think Manny did well, but a lot of it was the right place at the right time. It was 2 goals he scored, one in the middle of the box from a long ball or a deep free kick, and then the other one was on the far post for a corner.
I won't pick. It's like Sophie's choice. I love them both equally.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, I'll pick Cropper because it looked like he could throw me. 40 yards.
We did say at the time. Remember at the time we said that if Afete didn't get injured, there was a good chance we. This isn't Afete's, right? I'm just saying how vital the throwing
Here
was.
we go.
There's nothing to do with Afete, but Cropper's throwing was quite vital to a lot of what we did in the playoffs.
Yeah. Mike says basically, I'm so glad Afete was injured.
That is not what I said.
Sam's not here to defend him.
Has anyone reassessed their sort of where they think we might finish this season?
Oh, that's a good question, Bruce.
Or after with the transfer window that we've had, because when you look at the league, something a little bit similar to what we did last season would probably be an achievement this year because of the strength of the teams that are in it. But yeah, do you think we'll go any better than that now?
I'm really impressed with the window. I don't think there's any of those players you couldn't quite conceivably consider are an improvement from what we had. Obviously, an element of that is pinch of salt, which you're going by what people say that know them, but they all look positive. There's always a couple of dark horses. Bradford have had money for years. Mansfield have had money for years. You don't just chuck money at it in League Two and you automatically go up. So I think there'll be a couple of teams that will. There'll be a couple of teams that will struggle to fulfill their potential. I don't think one will be Wrexham. I think Wrexham will go straight through the league. But looking at the signings, all over the pitch, I think we've done really well. In one of the major problems we had last year was width and pace and being able to counter-attack, being able to get up the pitch. And I think we've dealt with that. Rose is a guy that is always in a team at the top end of the division. There's a reason for that. He doesn't get big numbers, but he does good things for teams that do well. Vernon, pace, directness. We missed that last year too often, getting the ball on the sort of peripheries, and it's backwards and sideways, nobody beating a man. Same with Issa. Let's not forget when Issa was at Scunthorpe, could have had his pick of a lot of League One clubs, but went to Bradford because Bradford, were a big club. He's had 2 bad seasons, but if we get the Issa from Scunthorpe, we're getting a fantastic player. So you look across that forward 3 now, you've got a lot there that I think is better than some of these teams that are judged to going to be at the top of the division because they've got money. Salford have had money for years, not really done much with it. It isn't what you spend, it's how you create a team, and you need to be able to do what you need to do most of the time. So that's with Stevenage. Stevenage had a way of playing, and they managed to do it consistently. If we can have our best players playing consistently, I think we're a team that's going to be at least top 7.
So it's not the size of the ship, it's the ocean in the motion. Motion in the ocean.
Well, Stevenage had a small squad, managed to keep them all fit and just played their way. They was able to do it consistently. With Town last season, the amount of games and the injuries and things, we stopped being a team that liked to press and dominate and win the ball back high, and we changed how we played. And that didn't really suit us. So if we can play the way we want to play consistently for this year, we've got good enough players to upset the apple cart. I don't buy the fact that because teams have got money, they're going to just go through the division. It's a lot more difficult than that.
That's a good thing. Like please do put your thoughts in about where you think we'll finish. I don't think there is a tougher season to get out of this league than the one we're about to go into. As Mike has already sort of alluded to, there is a lot of cash sloshing about. There'll be Notts County, 14 million in debt, but I've got a team of absolute worldies. Wrexham as well, Stockport, Bradford, Salford, Mansfield. There's lots of teams that will fancy their chances before you even include Forest Green, and MK Dons. There's a lot going on, and you never know. I think we might be the dark horses this season, but I'll be happy with playoffs. I really will be. I'm not worried if we don't get. Well, look, fucking listen to me. I'll be happy if we get the playoffs. It won't be the end of the world if we do. But even if we just finish a couple of outside it, I'd understand. This season seems to be manic.
I think we'll compete.
Paul Hurst seems so much more relaxed all of a sudden.
Yeah. Do you think it's because he's had a holiday?
I've never seen him this way. He just seems a different man.
Yeah, absolutely. It must be. Is this what he's like when he goes, actually, I can just buy who I want. I don't have to, go to the Scottish fifth tier to find the guy that I need.
Yeah, maybe. But
I reckon there are two.
Suits him.
I reckon there'll be 2 or 3 teams that could get cut adrift this season at the other end. I think we've talked about how the top probably goes down to halfway, and we didn't even mention likes of Swindon, big club at this level. I think Crawley, Harrogate, Mike's local team, Sutton. I think there are a few that could really struggle this season. I hope Crawley go this year because they're just a boring non-entity of a club.
Wimbledon are going to be in trouble this season. I think they've just lost the guy that looked like a baby Jack Grealish. He was the one that did most of the work when we played at their place. It's not very positive down there either.
And they were terrible, their run of form. It was only that they'd got enough points. I didn't realise until we chatted about it at the end of the season how bad they'd had a final second half of the season. I think we'll compete next year. You look at the table from last year, don't think any of us would have thought Stevenage and Leyton Orient are going to be in the top 3. It just isn't as simple as that in this
and
league.
Carlisle.
And Carlisle. It's not as simple as that anymore. Salford, Mansfield, Bradford, they've all had money for a lot of years and have done nothing with it. Now, if you look at the signings that those teams are bringing in, 1 or 2 that are really expensive, but they've not made much. Not made many signings, have they?
Nobody really has.
What have Notts County done other than McGoldrick? Have they done anything else?
I'm not 100% sure.
Well, snap his leg first game, and then that's
I don't even know who we've signed.
That's not true. We've just showed a game that's not true. We all know there's our onions.
One point I would make is
onions.
The top 7 or the predicted top 7 are our first 8 games, I think, which is a tough start. But I think if we start the season well, and those teams have made some changes and spent some money, and sometimes takes you a few games to get going, a few weeks to get going, it's an ideal time to play them. If we make a good start, we've played 7 of the predicted top 7. So it's a great time to play them. So if we start well, we'll do well, I think.
Good stuff. And I think that's the thing. I mean, it is a tough start to the season, isn't it? If we look at who we've got coming up, I was halfway through doing it and I didn't finish it. Let's have a quick look at them.
Just while you're looking at that. Oh, you found it?
Yeah, no, fine. Go ahead, mate.
Season tickets, everybody? Impressive. I never thought there would be a massive drop off. I just didn't think there would be. People were saying that there would, but I never thought there would.
I thought it was great, and it shows where it is. Do you think we're going to lose anything on last year, or do you think it's almost going to be identical?
I think it'll be almost. Sorry,
I agree.
Bruce.
No, it's all right, mate. I agree.
We may lose a couple, but there are quite a few people that live not in Grimsby that had season tickets last year. That I mean, even I know people, and that was sort of fear of missing out that they had season tickets last year. So there'll be quite a few people that have not done it for that reason as well.
Yeah, I think it's great, and I think It's a good step from the club to, we've got to make sure that we maintain this sort of fan base and this, opportunity. I just hope there's enough seats around so that we can pull more people in, not just the normal people that go, which is no offense to anyone, but just make sure that we've got enough to keep those interested as well. Hang on, you can tell I'm concentrating because I'm just waffling. What were you going to say? Anybody else got anything to say while I'm sorting out this fixture list thing?
You must concentrate every single podcast then, mate.
I really do. Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of buttons to press back here. There's at least 3. Hang on. Let's have a quick look. I'm nearly there. Please, somebody fill this dead air.
Well, I've got a question. What do you think we're missing? So what do you think we still need in the transfer market? Because I don't think we're done.
I don't know, mate.
Striker would be great. I get we've got goals coming from all over the place, and that's brilliant. But you do like to see a big striker, don't you?
Oh my God.
I think we're missing a bit of height. I know Paul spoke about physicality last year, and I think we've got physical players, but I still think we're missing, for want of a better phrase, a big bastard. We've got a bit of dominance, and I thought we might try and get that in midfield as well, because a lot of teams, sometimes you need tall midfielders because of how some of the teams play in this division, and that's a problem we had last year. We couldn't play teams like Sutton, because of how they played, and they were terrible games. So I think we need a forward. We probably need another right back option and maybe a centre midfielder. But other than that,
what about? Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think we'll sign that many more players. I don't think we'll sign another 3 players.
So there's your season. That's the list of teams for the season so far. So you've got what? Wimbledon, who I think we should, that's an opportunity to get on the board pretty nice and early. Mansfield then in the cup. Couldn't care less, really. Notts County away, which is a hell of a start. Salford, Mansfield, and Walsall. Walsall have got a bit of money as well, haven't they? Or am I wrong with her? And then you've got Gillingham, who are also spaffing the cash. Bradford, Wrexham, and then Swindon as well with Crawley mixed in. So you've got a hell of a start there. And if you can start strong, and I've never really got a problem with us playing against the teams that are, the stronger teams. It tends to be the weaker ones that we have a problem with.
Yeah, you're right. We've had a problem in the last couple of seasons, but breaking those sort of teams down, haven't we? But just when you were talking about the squad, it looks to me, like I said, and I don't know a great deal about all the players, but we look like we've got lots of different kinds of player. Throughout the midfield and the forwards, they just look, in build they look different. We've got big lads, little lads, some that some that are rapid, some that apparently are really quick and speedy, and I think we've got all sorts of different things, and which I think Paul Hurst is going to like, because we all know that he likes to tinker. But he did say last night though that he wants a more settled team, and like Mike said earlier, because of the injuries and stuff, he didn't get to play the formation particularly that he wanted at the end of last season. He played what he had available, and hopefully we can keep everybody fit at the start of the season and get through all the pre-season friendlies, because in the last couple of seasons we always seem to have lost somebody in pre-season for quite a long time.
Yeah, we got around that this year, didn't we, so far? Unless it's Cleethorpes that's the curse, and it's not, just the first pre-season of the season. Don't make me say season again.
Was it Ryan Taylor last year? Did Ryan Taylor get injured in pre-season last year?
Or was it? Yeah, Ryan Taylor. And then what was it before? Was it Scannell?
No, season before that, it was that he didn't play for us at all, did he? Grant. Was it Grant?
Joel Grant.
Joel Grant.
Yeah.
Was it?
He got injured away. Was it Alfreton or something like that?
Oh, yeah, it just says franchise. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Joel Grant got injured and then didn't play a game for us, did he?
No,
So,
and then he left, didn't he? He left before the end of the season, didn't he?
And Khan got injured, apparently. Andrew Matthews is saying. Khan?
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah.
So,
I'm a little bit peeved that Pat Glover has got the record, obviously club legend, has got the record for the most international caps while he's been at town.
How many is it?
I think it was 7.
Okay.
And Otis could beat that, playing the likes of the Maldives and things like that. And Pat Glover helped Wales win the home nations. So he's playing Scotland and Wales. He plays for Wales and England and playing teams like that, and it doesn't feel.
Aren't Scotland
I'm really
the same level
pleased
as
for
Maldives
Otis. I'm really
anyway?
pleased that Otis is playing international football, but I don't think it should be allowed to change the record books when Pat played against proper teams.
What's wrong
Scotland
with
aren't a
Djibouti?
proper team. Scotland aren't a proper team, mate. Behave.
They were back then.
What about Djibouti?
Who?
That's a bit rude.
That's one of the teams that Khan played against.
Exactly. Never even heard of them.
But it's a good market. You never know. I was watching couple of the Pakistani sort of podcasts around it and everything, and one of them was wearing a town shirt. So, it can't be a bad thing. And, weren't we rumored to be getting a guy from Thailand or Taiwan or somewhere? It was one of the ones in
that lad
celebration.
from Leicester. That lad from Leicester that played against us. His name was going about, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's French, but he's French originally, and then he switched.
A bit like Alex Albon.
Yeah.
Because he's British, isn't he? But is he Thailand now? Or...
He's British, but he's got a Thai mother, Alex Albon.
Yeah.
Hey, the cricket starts tomorrow again, doesn't it? We never did do that. We never did do that cricket pod, but we'll not do it. We'll not do it here because some of them aren't here. Most people aren't here for a cricket chat. But
let's go around.
Most people ask why they're here anyway. To be honest, Bruce.
But we can go round. We can go round. I thought it was out, but I don't think it was in the spirit of the game. Mike?
Oh, it's out, but they can fuck off.
Okay, and Bruce?
I tend to. I agree with you, Alex. It was out. It was out. I don't think anyone's questioning that it was out, but yeah, I'm not. But then I don't think we should have cried about it for days after, and I'm not sure the Prime Minister needs to get involved. That is like, yeah, that is just unnecessary, and it makes it sort of. If I was them, I'd be laughing about it more that we were all crying about it.
All I'll say is their forefathers left us cheats and thieves, and the apples doesn't fall far from the tree.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. At least if we lose, we've got the moral cup. That's all it
what
is.
matters.
That's what matters. Unless we start, I would quite also like us to go the other way and just start man-cadding everything that exists, not even warning them.
I think we've stretched the cricket chat out as much as we should.
Sorry. HC Stormer says same old Aussies. Daniel Lewis has gone to sleep. Joss's cat has just walked over the keyboard. Daniel Lewis says Carnes was injured, but he did by Bora, but he didn't play against Clee. Nolan Schuster is being a shyster and saying baseball over cricket.
You can behave. I watched because you've noticed because there's no sport on in the summer. You watch the ridiculous sports. I watched baseball for about half an hour yesterday, and all it is one bloke throwing a ball, and occasionally every 10 minutes they might hit it.
I mean, that sounds like.
I think you should as well. I've mentioned this before. I think you should as well be able to, on social media, like in the summer, people that you follow because they follow town and that sort of thing. I've just got people that I follow and they just talk about other interests that I'm not interested in, and that it should be like a,
Sorry, Bruce. Sorry, mate.
No, but it's like Matt, innit? I mean, he's just gone politics fucking mental over the summer, and it's like, maybe they should, like you get a season ticket for your football club. Maybe you should get like a season ticket for like social media, so that like between like the beginning of May and say beginning of August, that person just sort of does what Hannah's just done, and they just disappear off your feed for a bit, and like, yeah, I just think, it's like Sam, bless him. We know he follows Liverpool as well, and he likes his Formula One, but he just fills my feed with Formula One conspiracy theories about Lewis Hamilton and shit like that. And
when he's talking about how Twitter works, Bruce?
But when he's talking about town, I'm interested. Yeah, but he doesn't do it. It's not that bad in the winter. He's talking about something that I'm interested in. So I think there should be, Elon, if you're listening, we want a.
Don't make him touch Twitter again. He's already fucked it.
An English football season ticket for Twitter.
You can edit the sort of thing. I know this is turning into a bit of an intervention, but you can edit. You can click on not interested on this, and you'll see less of it.
What about the World Cup pub I did? Was that not good? Was that
Is
entertaining?
that finished? That haven't finished yet, has it?
No, we got the final to do, but Twitter messed up, didn't we? And I wanted to give it the respect it deserved.
It was going to
Who's,
be
Let's-
who's in the
now.
final, Alex? Who's in the final?
I believe it is the Barge v Willies.
Barge and Willies.
Barge
I
and
don't
Willies.
know.
Do you want me to start it now?
I think we should
No,
start
do
it
it on
now.
Sunday. It's got to be the final. World Cup finals always on a Sunday.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, fine. We'll do it on a
Please,
Sunday.
sorry to sound like I'm being bossy, but yeah.
Oh, it's all right,
please do it on
Bruce. You
Sunday.
do it all the time, mate. Don't worry.
I think you'll get more interest over the weekend as well when people are out boozing. Thank you, Mike.
Do you know what? It covered so much controversy that I asked for nominations, and then all I got was abuse. The Bluestone in Immingham started to give me abuse. I was like, the Bluey? I've been in there. The best thing about it is the name.
You're not Grimsby and Cleethorpes, though, lads, are you?
Yeah, it's
You
North
said-
East Lincolnshire.
You did
You
say
gotta get
Grimsby and
used to it.
Cleethorpes.
No,
Or was it North East
East
Lincolnshire? It might have been. Oh.
Yeah, so they could have done it, but the Bluey. The only good thing about that is people get it confused for an incredibly good TV show, and that's it. Hannah's the only one that gets the joke.
Oh,
Right,
I get the
I'd
joke.
just like
I
to
get
say,
the
if
joke.
anyone from the Bluestone is listening, or anyone that knows anyone, that I do not endorse Alex's opinion.
I've been in the Bluey. I fully stand by it.
We've had to say that a lot over the last 2 years, Bruce.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to put the King's Head or the Nag's Head in from Kilby. Caister, though, inexplicably, have you still only got one pub? Is it just the White Hart?
Yeah, but we're in Lincolnshire. We're not North East.
I know that.
Yeah, we've got a cocktail bar now.
Where's that? Is that near the Cellars?
If you go along from the White Hart, it's down there.
It's near where the Cellars was, so near the train,
Yeah.
near where the little train model shop is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and the wine bar's obviously there.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
There we go. Oh, and what about that thing that used to be the news agents? Is that now one? What's that?
That was a restaurant for a time, and now it's a local fashion designer has it, and she makes clothes and sells them there.
Oh God, Caister, what's changed?
Yeah.
You've changed.
it's
Sounds more
lovely.
gentrified than where I live.
Yeah, they've got a new sweet shop though.
Oh, it's an American candy shop doing fraudulent behaviour.
Sorry, my computer just went then.
That's all right. I was just thinking, is it like an American candy store that you see in London that are not there for money laundering?
No, it's a proper old school one. It's really nice.
Oh, there's a candle shop. There's a candle shop down Grimsby Road. Cleethorpe Road. My mate says he's never ever seen anybody go in and out of it, and it's got lots of nice candles in the window. But yeah,
Maybe it's someone's living room. I'll tell you something though. When I go to Grimsby, I'm always shocked by how many shops there are. There are too many shops in town. You can go from top town up to St. Peter's Ave with just shops, all the way up through Freemo, down Grimsby and Cleethorpes Road. There's just shops everywhere. I don't know another town like it.
It's
mad.
Sutton's not like it. Sutton's like a Scooby-Doo film. You know where they used to run and then it just have like the 3 items on repeat. That's all Sutton is. You go past the NatWest, a Greggs, and the cash converters, and then you go past the NatWest, a Greggs, and a cash converters.
Daniel Lewis would rather watch baseball. Georgia loved the World Cups. May as well just give it to the Barge. Ben, I'm staying neutral on this, though. I would like to thank the Barge for serving me at 14 years old, so I do appreciate their service. I assume it's not under the same management. I hope it's not anyway. Anything else we got before we go? Because there's not much else to talk about, considering we didn't watch the game and we don't know the players. Anybody else?
When are we doing the next one?
Sunday? I don't know.
Are we going to just? Are these ad hoc at the moment when we feel like it? We
Well,
can't talk every
we'll
week at the minute, can we?
This is Exhibit A as to why we can't do it.
I do have an interesting. Well, that's subjective. I have what I think might be an interesting point.
Go ahead.
So, do you think when we went back to January? No, cool. When we went back to January and we sort of just brought in those loanees, do you think we've made a really conscious effort to sort of abandon it in January and not go for third and fourth choices. And then what you've seen now is the fact, because we've concentrated on the summer window, we've hit it really quickly and really strongly, instead of arsing around. And then maybe we've got 3 or 4 players we didn't really want, so we can't bring who we do want because we've got contracts to honour. So I think it's been an interesting strategy. And I think you can see the benefit of having a recruitment team in place other than just a manager going around checking people.
I'm not so
Steve.
sure on the strategy. Didn't we? We went for Dallas in January, didn't we?
Yeah, but I just get the sense, because the amount of loans we brought in, I think there was a point we went, you know what? There might be 1 or 2 we bring in, but we're not going to keep going down this list just to pack the squad until get to the summer. And then we're in the summer and we're like, do we really want these guys? And that's going to stop us bringing in the guy we did want, but we had to wait a bit longer for.
Yeah, because it was getting tight, wasn't it, towards the deadline? And you kind of, do you just get whatever to have an extra man? Or
It really felt like that with the loan players we got in, and I've felt for the last couple of seasons, the sort of 6-month loan deals have not done us any favors. The same when the season we were promoted, we had Alex Hunt firing, and who else did we have at the time that was doing really well? But he kind of,
I was going to say Bagpuss, but it was Bagpo, wasn't it?
it wasn't Bapaga,
Yeah,
and it kind of derailed us, and then we had to rebuild again midway through the season. And I think that sort of happened last year. I don't think the loan players we brought in at the end of last year were any good. I think we've probably already discussed that. George Lloyd was okay, but I don't. But the others were here and there and there. I guess the question as well: would you want us to see us go in for Dallas now again?
No.
We've got Danny Lloyd. Do you think there's a need to? You think too much of a muchness?
I think he's turned us down, so he didn't want to be here. Then he's gone on to Chesterfield and done nothing anyway, and now he looks like he wants to be a big fish in a small pond. So I don't think he's the type of player we want. We've got. If you don't want to come, that's fine. We'll go for somebody that does. We're not in a position where we need to go and spend a lot of money on a big time who thinks he's a big time player. We've got enough around the squad. We don't need to go and get that sort of guy.
Yeah, and it sounds like the players that have come from the interviews, it sounds like they've come because they want to play for us now, which is kind of new to us. Like, obviously after everything that's happened with the FA Cup, they're hearing the good things and they wanted to play for us, they wanted to play for her. So that's a big bonus. And the players that aren't that fussed, they're not the right players.
Absolutely.
What are you going to say, Bruce?
Just on a humorous note, did you see that clown from Colchester that was mouthing off because he was upset that Colchester United had lost out on a player to Grimsby Town? What a fucking idiot.
He wants to be careful the amount of debt they're in. They're like 28 million.
Yeah, but Colchester, I had a look, their best ever season, mid-table in the second tier. They haven't finished fucking fifth. They haven't finished fifth in the top flight or been to the FA Cup semi-finals twice, have they?
Well, they seem to be chucking a lot of money at it, but they rumoured to be in for, was it Vernon or one of the other guys we got? And I think
they wanted Vernon just to stop him scoring.
Yeah, a part of our strategy is we are giving out longer contracts, and if you want to sign a player for a year, over 3 years, the guy's probably going to want to not mind relocating for that amount of time. But if you're relocating for a year, do you want to take your family up from the south coast to Grimsby? No. But if you're doing it for 3 years, yeah. So I think that's an interesting strategy change. We're able to give out those longer contracts, and interestingly, a lot of the players have mentioned videos, etc. So it seems like we're creating packages to show how we think the player sits in our squad and stuff, which is nothing. I've never heard that before. You hear these new player interviews all the time. They've never mentioned having Zoom calls and calls with recruitment guys and being shown videos and how they fit into the squad. It seems like it's a massive change from where we've been at, and it's positive.
Apparently we've been shown videos of Santorini. So I just worried me when they start looking for the pretty wedding venues and stuff like that. Or the bridal videos where they start looking for the second pier.
Josh,
sorry, mate.
No, go ahead.
I'd say it wouldn't surprise me as well if that FA Cup run and those fans and that sort of thing has helped us get maybe 1 or 2 over the line we might not have had otherwise. Do you want to play for Salford, or do you want to play in front of this? And just, I think that will have helped. 5,000 away fans. Players are going to want to play in front of that, even if they don't do it every week. They know that's what we've got.
Josh wanted to know what our thoughts were on the documentary that's coming out. Jack of This Parish has put together a documentary with the club on this, not last season, but the season before. Is that right? I'm going to be interested to see how he gets his normal knob gags into it, but we'll find out. Yeah, it should be good. I'm hopeful. I haven't seen it, but he's done good stuff in the past.
Yeah, I think anything like that, it's only going to show, our club in a positive light, and a lot of players will maybe watch it that hadn't really known much about us before.
Yeah, as long as it shows in a good light, I'm all for it. A bit of propaganda doesn't do anyone any harm. Well, does some countries a bit too much harm. But
would it be nice if the random podcast it got announced on was this random podcast?
Yeah. It's not like we've known about it for a year and a half and we've just kept it quiet. I was like, we'll respect the club's boundaries. How many rumors do we get and we don't say a word and we just keep them quiet and we don't say anything? And then it just, yes. I'm going to stop talking there. Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to this. Cleethorpes is going to be great. Bruce, you're going to get down there early, get in the Lindum for like 9 o'clock?
I think so, yeah. If the forecast's good, mate, I think be down there for about 12. It's a 2 o'clock kickoff, which keeps every people I speak to. I didn't know it was a 2 o'clock until somebody mentioned it to me, and I don't know why it's a 2 o'clock. I don't know whether they're worried about skirmishes on Cleethorpes Beach or whatever. I don't know. But yeah,
I think I think it's always 2, that one, Bruce.
Yeah, to be honest, Hannah, I don't last season I managed to sneak a couple of beers pitch side, and I just remember standing behind the goal, just chatting to one of the. It's just a really nice social experience. The Cleethorpes game. You watch a little bit of the game, and then you spend 10 minutes not watching the game, chatting to your mate that you haven't seen for a little bit, and you're sort of catching up with people, that you see regular, lots of hellos, and how you doing, well, all that sort of thing. It's just a really nice experience. You don't really give a monkeys what happens, and Town generally win.
I'll tell you what would be nice actually as well if they preceded the game with the women's teams playing each other as well, so you could make a whole day of it. Grimsby Women's v Cleethorpes Town Women, and then move into that game afterwards. That would be a nice thing to do.
Yeah, because even if that wasn't your thing, you could turn up half an hour to go or something, couldn't you? You don't have to be there for the whole thing. Yeah, no, that would be good. That would be good. They were down there. Maisie's been training down there tonight, and there were people down there. Sort of, there's a lot of people, that do a lot of hard work at Clee. I'll be honest, I've never, massively taken to it. I wouldn't go and watch them when Town aren't playing, but there are a lot of people who put a lot of effort in, and a lot of people that do like going. So it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's any more before we finish. Any other business? Well, that was about an hour. I don't think
there's a massive argument about Crocombe going on in the chat, by the way.
I know, it's like having you and Sam in the WhatsApp group again. You guys keep it nice. Remember, we're all positivity and friendliness and positive vibes for the rest of the summer. Enjoy the cricket tomorrow. Enjoy the Tour de France. Enjoy Wimbledon. Enjoy the British Grand Prix. That starts tomorrow, does it, for practice? But yeah, it's going to be all right. And then we've got Clee on Saturday. Thank you all. It's great to see you all. Mike, thank you. Always a pleasure.
Cheers, Hannah, mate. Good to see you.
You're the most, best dressed room in the whole podcast.
Thank you.
And Bruce,
I would have said the worst though, the least.
Why?
Modified.
Yeah, but we don't know what the rest of the house looks like. You could have, massive wallpaper abstract art of Alan Poughton or something.
Sadly, not. No.
What's wrong with my house?
You've got your Grimsby Town. Well, it's on a hanger. At least get it in a frame. At least get it in a frame.
My wife said to me, "Why have you just whacked a random nail in the middle of the wall?" I was like, "You'll see."
Bruce, here's the question we haven't asked: who is Mr. July?
Otis Khan, mate. I only just turned it over just now.
Oh, there we go. And we didn't get to see the grand unveiling.
I forgot, mate. Poor old Otis. He's lost 5 days, hasn't he, or whatever it is.
Do we want
I
to
feel a
see
bit
who's
sorry
left
for him.
on that? Do we want to see what's left on that? Who's left?
I can tell you, mate. Yeah, I can tell you. They've tried to do it, didn't they? The ones that are on longer contracts are at the end this year. By the time we
That
got to
makes sense.
September last year, you might as well bin the thing. Hang on.
We could just pretend that nobody's listened to the last couple of seconds and just unveil it, and nobody will know.
So we've got Otis for July. My room, by the way, is just full of more shit than it was when you last came. August, Alex Hunt.
Good.
Oh, we've got a bit of a problem. I've spotted a problem. It's not yet. September, Lukey boy.
Yeah.
Is it Max in October?
October.
Oh, no.
Oh, they've fucked it.
Whoever sack Jack Johnson, whoever organised this, Crocom's gone. He only had a 1-year contract. Why put him in October?
Yeah.
Stockwood out. Stockwood out.
right.
Not having it.
All right. Okay. No matter what the offer, Hursty from York, Green's got to stay.
Yeah.
Can I just say that turns out that apparently a York fan had mistook somebody who looked very similar for Green, and I have to feel very sorry for that person.
Well, apparently, did you hear Hurst's interview that he said that Green came to him and said, "You know anything about it, Gaffer?"
Didn't know I was
And
going
he's
to
like,
York.
no. And they decided that neither of them knew anything about it. Right, you ready? December. This is summer transfer news now. Harry Clifton.
Oh,
He
so
went
he's
with
got to
December.
stay.
He's going nowhere. Matt,
Oh, can you imagine
Matt,
how
if
depressing-
you're there, get yourself a glass out the fridge. Get yourself the wine poured. Harry is going nowhere because the calendar
Because he's
says
on the
so.
calendar.
The calendar says so. If he
Right.
goes, Christmas is
How's
cancelled.
that logic work out, Bruce? Because Max has gone and he's on the calendar.
Halloween's cancelled, but Christmas isn't. And on that note,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you all so much for listening. I don't know how the numbers shot up at the end. Thank you all so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you all throughout the summer, and we shall see you. I don't know when we're going to do one. We'll do one very shortly. See you in a bit. Bye.
bye.
Open wide for some soccer!
And now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1130. Go! At 1130.
I don't think I've ever wanted to be in a stand more than my life running there. They're going crazy. Hey, they got a penalty here. There'll be fish flying about there. There's no tomorrow.
What a magnificent piece of football! A really, really good goal. You can't make the strength of that.
Love it.